Power works like an aphrodisiac. And just imagine what that can do to the world's most powerful man, the US president. From Thomas Jefferson to Woodrow Wilson, from JFK and Bush to Bill Clinton, the White House has had its fair share of seduction, sex, and satin. This is what happens when power gets into the bed. Here are 9 presidents with sex scandals and misconduct accusations. Roosevelt, who was in office from 1933 until his death in 1945, had a long-time affair with his wife's secretary. FDR married Eleanor Roosevelt, his 5th cousin once removed, in 1905. He later engaged in a romantic affair with Lucy Mercer Rutherford, who became Eleanor's social secretary in 1914. When Eleanor found out about the affair in 1918, after finding Rutherford's letters among her husband's things, she offered him a divorce, but his mother would not allow it. The couple continued a civil marriage, but there's some evidence Roosevelt's affair with Rutherford likely continued during his presidency. Kennedy, who was the 35th president of the U.S. and often considered one of the most attractive, married Jacqueline Bouvier in 1953. Even before Kennedy's 1963 assassination, there were rumors that he'd had extramarital affairs, according to People. Following his death, several women, from college students to White House staffers, alleged they had affairs with the president. The former First Lady didn't appear naive to the rumors. A 2012 story in The Atlantic said he had liaisons with secretaries named Priscilla Ware and Jill Cowan, with whom he would go skinny dipping in the White House swimming pool. It's been widely reported that while the First Lady was giving a French reporter a tour of the presidential home, she passed by one of the secretary's desks and said in French, "This is the girl who supposedly is sleeping with my husband." For his 45th birthday, Kennedy was famously serenaded by the actor Marilyn Monroe, which prompted widespread rumors that the two had a love affair. While the public musings ran wild, the affair has never been confirmed, and the Monroe biographer Donald Spoto has said the pair only met 4 times. Johnson, who served from 1963 to 1969, had a long marriage with his wife Lady Bird Johnson, though he did stray from it. They married in 1934, and a few years later, Johnson began an affair with a woman named Alice Glass. His wife never publicly responded to the affair, saying simply that she never saw that side of her husband. But she did spend more time away from Johnson and begin a weight loss and self-beautification effort, opting for sexier clothes Johnson liked. Still, Johnson is said to have continued his escapades, including an affair with a White House staffer named Helen Gahagan Douglas. The president also paid child support for years to another woman who said he fathered her child. Ford was one of 2 presidents, the other being Kennedy, who was accused of having an affair with an East German spy named Ellen Romech. The accusations came from a former Senate staffer named Bobby Baker, who worked closely with Johnson. In an interview with Politico, Baker said he had introduced Romech, who he said really loved oral sex, to Kennedy, who thanked his friend for the best head job he'd ever had. Baker also alleged that Romech had sexual encounters with Ford when he was a congressman, saying the FBI had a tape where Jerry Ford was having oral sex with Ellen Romech. Romech would later be deported to East Germany. David Horrocks, the former chief archivist of the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Library and Museum, told Politico he found the accusations hard to believe and so out of character for the Ford that I knew. Ford served as president from 1974 to 1977 and had a decades-long marriage to Betty Ford. The Monica Lewinsky scandal, which came to light in 1998, rocked the Clinton presidency, which later came to be known as the Lewinsky Gate. Clinton's affair with Lewinsky, the White House intern, became the subject of intense media scrutiny and legal proceedings, resulting in his impeachment by the House of Representatives. Clinton had engaged in a sexual relationship with Lewinsky while she worked at the White House. A Time report from 2018 said Clinton groped her in the Oval Office in 1993. Over the next 2 weeks, a flight attendant and a former Miss America also claimed they were groped by Clinton. The scandal, which became national news, not only tarnished Clinton's personal reputation, but also tarnished his administration's achievements. He faced an impeachment following the blow-up. Regardless, Clinton weathered the storm and remained in office after being acquitted by the U.S. Senate. In an earlier allegation, nurse-turned-Republican leader Juanita Broaddrick accused Bill Clinton of raping her in 1978. That was way back during his Arkansas Attorney General days. In 1999, Broaddrick first made her accusations public and told the Washington Post that the incident occurred when she invited Clinton to her hotel room for coffee. Bush, the one-term president from 1989 to 1993, was married to his wife Barbara from 1945 until his death in 2018. The couple were said to have a storybook romance over their 73-year marriage. But the story had painful chapters. Susan Page's The Matriarch, Barbara Bush and the Making of an American Dynasty says, Barbara was suicidal in the 1970s after her husband was accused of having an affair with his aide, Jennifer Fitzgerald. Rumors persisted for years of the affair, which all parties publicly denied. But Barbara told Page she tearfully relayed to her husband how empty she felt because of his affair, according to the biography. Another biographer, Randy Taraborelli, says in his book, Grace and Steel, it was a long 18-year affair. The 34th president, who served from 1953 to 1961, was married to his wife, Mamie, from 1916 to his death in 1969. But there were whispers for years that he had an affair with his chauffeur Kay Summersby while he was serving as a World War II general. The allegations heightened when President Harry S. Truman said, Eisenhower wrote to a general during the war asking to return to the U.S. to divorce Mamie so that he could marry Summersby. The general whom Eisenhower propositioned threatened to run him out of the army and keep him from ever drawing a peaceful breath again. Bush, who served from 2001 to 2009, was on the receiving end of a sexual assault claim that gained little attention at the time in American media. A Texas woman named Margie Schrodinger filed a lawsuit against Bush in 2002, accusing him of raping her in 2000. But few details of the civil suit gained media attention, and Schrodinger died by suicide in 2003. The following year, attorneys for Bush filed a motion to dismiss the case, and it was dismissed shortly thereafter for want of prosecution. At about the same time, a woman named Tammy Phillips said she had an affair with Bush. But even the National Enquirer determined she wasn't being truthful. Bush has been married to his wife Laura since 1977. Trump had affair and sexual assault accusations, as well as other sex scandals, that predated his time in office, which was from 2017 to 2021. But many came to light through media reports during his presidency. His first marriage to Ivana Trump dissolved when he began an affair with the model Marla Maples, whom he would later marry. He and Maples announced their divorce in 1997, and shortly afterward, he was with Melania Knauss, now Trump. They married in 2005. The adult film star Stormy Daniels said she had a sexual encounter with Trump in 2006, a story that made national news in 2018. Trump denied he had such a rendezvous, which Daniels said took place while Trump's wife, Melania, was pregnant. Trump also denied that his personal lawyer facilitated a $130,000 payment to Daniels ahead of the 2016 election to keep her from going public with her story. Trump, who had long denied the affair, appeared to acknowledge it in a January 2023 Truth Social post in which he said it happened a long time ago. At least 26 women, several of whom came forward during Trump's 2016 presidential campaign with detailed accounts and lawsuits, have accused Trump of sexual misconduct or assault, which he has denied. The columnist E. Jean Carroll filed 2 separate lawsuits against Trump, both connected to her allegation that he raped her in a Bergdorf Goodman dressing room in the mid-1990s. Trump has denied her allegations, But on May 9th, a Manhattan jury found him liable for sexually abusing Carol and then defaming her by denying the allegations. Though the jury did not find that Trump raped Carol, they awarded her $5 million in damages in the case.